Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me back here today for a brand new pick a card reading. For anyone that's new to my channel, welcome in. My name is Melissa, and today's reading topic is going to be looking at your June career outlook. So what I'm going to be doing in this video today is getting the energies, events, people, situations of the highest significance presenting themselves to you as you navigate your career and finances throughout the month of June. This is a predictive style reading, so keep in mind that energies predicted out for you in this video today are simply a snapshot of where you're at based off of the current energy. So as you're navigating your month, as you're navigating the reading, keep in mind that you have free will and you're never tied or bound to what a specific tarot outcome is predicting for you. If you see something predicted for you in this reading around your career and you don't love where you're headed, all you got to do is switch up your actions, switch up your energy, maybe switch up the way you react to something, and you can manifest a totally different outcome for yourself. This is a general reading, so keep in mind that some messages may resonate very specifically to your situation, while others may not. Use your intuition to discern what is really meant for you and leave behind the rest. As I always say, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. If you do want to book a personal reading, all of the details on how you can do so will be linked in the description box down below. So for today's career reading, I'm working with 3 piles. So starting here on the left, we have pile number 1, and the crystal we're working with is this beautiful rose quartz palm stone. For pile number 2, we are working with this beautiful piece of malachite. And for pile number 3, we are working with one of my favorite pieces in my collection. This is a pyrite stone. So I want you guys to take a deep breath. Think about the month of June and what is happening for you in career and finances. Go ahead and select the crystal or card you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made your choice, scroll down to the description box where you will locate the timestamp that will take you to your reading. See you there. Hey there, pile 1. If you guys picked out this beautiful rose quartz palm stone, this will be your career outlook for the month of June. So we're going to get into these little pre-shuffled oracle cards in just a moment. What I'm going to begin with today in your reading is the tarot. So we're going to look to see just kind of what energies, events, situation of significance is presenting itself to you this month as you navigate career in the month of June. And then we will be using your oracle decks or oracle cards here, and I'm going to be shuffling a couple of other oracle decks today as well on camera to get the full messages for you. So for pile number 1, let's go ahead and see what is happening for pile 1 in career this upcoming month ahead, month of June. Okay, thought that was going to fall out, but I guess not. So starting off your reading, we have a 10 of Wands. Sorry, you guys. Oh, I'm taking you on a ride. We have a 5 of Swords. And we have the Emperor card. Wow, some really interesting energy coming up. At the bottom of your deck, you have the Temperance card. So I feel like there's an undertone in your career this month of things happening in divine timing. So if you guys have been like working toward a goal or something that you're trying to achieve, I do feel like divine timing is at play and that patience is going to be needed here. The other thing I'm getting though with a lot of these cards that are popping up is that in your work this month, you are needing to practice balance, cooperation, and I'm seeing there's a striving for a more relaxed atmosphere. If we take a look at this Temperance card, this is all about being able to blend or alchemize 2 different types of energies to achieve a sense of balance. So in this card, we've got earth and we've got water, and you can see that they're completely balanced out here. So I'm getting a message here that for some of you guys this month, there might be some personalities at work or some situations with your work where people might be feeling at odds or certain things might not be easily meshing. It's possible to bring it into balance, but you're going to have to work patiently with this situation. So let's take a look and see what is coming through. I feel like there's a situation presenting itself in your work this month where it's like, feels like there's a lot of conflict going on. Especially I'm being drawn to this Five of Swords here. I feel like there's someone in your workplace or just a situation in general. You see how this person is like being very combative. They have their boxing gloves on. They have fire all around them and everybody else is just like, whoa, like I feel like this could be somebody that's toxic in your workplace. This could be a supervisor, just someone in the workplace that you work with. And I feel like this situation that you guys are navigating is causing you to feel very exhausted. Maybe you guys are in a situation this month where you feel like you're having to put in a lot of work and effort to like resolve the situation or to avoid the situation even. Or trying to maybe like balance out the situation like we were talking about with the Temperance card. And it's making you feel very like, oh, I've exhausted all my energy with this situation, right? For others of you, I feel if this doesn't have to do with like a toxic workplace necessarily, I do feel like this could be talking about like your own mental blockages getting in the way of finding that balance or calling in your manifestations and divine timing. Because the Five of Swords is this energy of conflict where we're kind of like listening to these negative voices in our heads, and it's very self-sabotaging and self-deprecating at times, right? So it's like you might be feeling just totally mentally and physically exhausted because maybe you're getting in your own way, making a situation a lot harder than it needs to be. The cool thing though here is that you guys also have the Emperor card, which is a really great energy to see in a career reading because regardless of how your situation is or which scenario you resonated with the most, it feels like by the ending of the month, things are getting back into balance. The Emperor card is all about setting boundaries. It's all about being in control of the situation, being the authority figure. So whether this is you learning to set boundaries with this like toxic environment you're in, or whether this is you learning to set better boundaries around like work-life balance, by the ending of the month of June, it feels like this situation has been mostly resolved because there's more of this, I love how it says masculine authority, meaning like you or someone else is coming in and they are setting themselves apart as the leader. They're setting themselves apart as the one that's in charge of the situation. They have authority over everyone else. And so there's an ability here for things to really fall in line in a very regimented way, okay? So let's get into your astrology cards next. Ooh, okay, so we have the Dignified card. We also have retrograde. Yeah, okay. That makes a lot of sense. So retrogrades are all about taking the moment to kind of slow things down and review the situation, right? I also think that there might be a feeling this month for some of you guys where you feel like progress is really slow or things are just not moving as quickly as you would like. Again, there's a need for patience here with the Temperance card at the bottom because certain things take time to fall into place, right? So yeah, it's like there's a slowness here, but the beauty of this retrograde is that it gives you an opportunity to reflect and it gives you an opportunity to come up with the right clear-headed solutions being able to move forward. For some of you guys, this energy might have started during a Mercury retrograde. I know that we're going to be in a Mercury retrograde for a lot of the month of May. So as we're coming into this reading, we may still be in it, or you may still be feeling some of the after effects of the retrograde. And I think of like Mercury retrogrades not only as a time of slowing down, but sometimes it's like certain things get thrown on your plate and it's like, ugh, why is this happening to me? Communication can be stressful during a retrograde, right? But the good thing about this energy is, like I was saying, it's giving you that time to kind of slow down and pause and reflect. And so by the ending of the month with the Dignified energy, it's like you guys are positioned in a much more dignified place, meaning that you have power in the situation. You're recognizing your power. You're seeing how powerful you truly are, and you're actually in a really optimized position where you are stronger in this environment than you were before. So it's like you're in this position of power in your career with the Emperor that is almost like giving you a leg up or giving you an edge up over others. So it definitely feels like even though there's some stressful energy, you're coming out on top by the ending of the month. Let's move on to our next deck. We have 2 more decks. This is my own channeled Oracle deck for career, which I will be making into a real deck at some point. But I'm going to use this just to get a few clarifiers here. So what else does pile 1 need to know about their career and financial flow this month? Strategic vision coming up. Okay, let's get a couple more here. We have marketing. Okay. One more. Higher education. Interesting. Okay. The bottom of the deck, we have Cancer season, which we'll be coming into during the month of June, late June. So this could be a timeline of significance for some of you. Again, kind of going back to the Temperance card, it kind of feels like you guys are wanting something to happen for you in your career where you're needing to be patient. If you're looking for a timeline, it looks like Cancer season could be significant for you in career. So I definitely feel like there's a need this month for you guys to work smarter, not harder. And this is what this slowdown in energy is trying to help you with, right? You're starting off the month here really exhausted with this 10 of Wands. You've been putting a lot of work and effort into something. But with strategic vision, this is all about being smarter with your strategy behind trying to complete the work that you're doing, okay? I feel like strategic vision and looking into the future, having more of a plan of action that is more strict or more defined or has kind of a solid framework around it is going to help you navigate your work better. Some of you guys with marketing and higher education here, these could be specific areas of work that are being highlighted for you this month. Marketing for me is kind of talking about putting yourself out there a little bit more, understanding how to better market yourselves in the workplace so that you're coming across the way that you want to be perceived. This could also be talking about for some of you that are in marketing or trying to sell a product or a service, that marketing is needing attention this month. And some of you guys with higher education might be going back to school or getting support from someone in a higher education position, like a subject matter expert, to be able to help you navigate the situation. So those are just some additional specific messages for a few of you. I feel like the strategic vision is really for all of you watching this. I feel like the marketing and the higher education are specific messages for someone, like a few of you out there, not everyone. So we're going to close out with just a couple cards from this. This is the Divine Goddess Oracle deck. So let's just see what else does pile 1 need to know about their career as we close out the reading. Okay, let's grab one more. Okay, that one flew out. We have confession, releasing a secret, pursuing virtue through honesty. So the way you're communicating is really important here. It's kind of like with the 5 of Swords. You know, swords are all about being able to communicate, right? So there is something here about communication that's like being highlighted for you. And there could be a need here for you guys to be clear and honest with yourselves about what it is that you want before you can kind of branch out and achieve it. We have ask your angels, seek the divine, your angels want to support you. So this is about being able to tap into the spiritual beliefs that support you, the spiritual, what am I trying to say? Your angels, your spirit guides, the universe, like you are supported, but you guys may need to be able to ask for help if you need it. You also have self-limiting beliefs here at the bottom. So this is kind of going back to what I was saying about that 5 of Swords at the beginning, right? The negative thoughts are creating a roadblock in your life. So some of you guys, it's more about like yourselves and learning this month about being in your own power, working smarter, not harder, and not allowing these self-limiting beliefs to prevent you from achieving the results that you wish to achieve. I definitely see, though, by the ending of the month that things are getting better for you. It just feels like kind of as you navigate throughout the month of June, there's some lessons to be learned throughout the way. So group 1, we're going to close your reading out there, but please drop me a comment down below and let me know how this message resonates with you and how it resonates with your career situation. If you guys feel called to do so, you can tip me by clicking on the thanks button at the just above the description bar. Sorry. And if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you know when I'm uploading new content. Excuse me. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in a new reading really soon. Bye. Hey there, Pile 2. If you guys picked out this beautiful Malachite egg, this will be your career reading for the month of June. So we're going to get to your zodiac cards here, your astrology cards, in a moment. We're going to begin your reading with your tarot. So what I want to do here is just start off by channeling kind of whatever energies, events, situation, people, Spirit wants you to be aware of as you navigate your career this month. And we will be going into your astrology cards next, and I have a couple of other oracle decks that we will be partnering with in today's reading as well. So what is happening for my group 2 viewers in career this month ahead? So we have a 5 of Swords. That's so funny because that came up in pile 1. Okay. We have the Devil card. Goodness. And the 4 of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Cups. So, okay. Wow. I think you guys this month are going through a period where, like, what's driving your career this month is this wanting to have, like, the ultimate personal fulfillment in your career. Look how beautiful this energy is. Like, this is bringing me so much joy looking at this card. It's like the genie in the bottle, and you're wanting all of your wishes fulfilled in career. So this, for some of you, could just be about having a job that's like your dream job that's providing you personal fulfillment. For others of you, this could be about desiring, financial freedom and having a lot of money or compensation for your efforts in career. The 9 of Cups, though, it really is about, like, having everything that you want, kind of being able to do things on your own terms, doing what's convenient for you and what makes you happy without necessarily having to answer to somebody else, okay? And I feel that in your career this month, especially with this Devil card being here at the heart of your spread, that there is some sort of attachment that you guys have to a workplace or a work situation where you are feeling like you are stuck, okay? Because look at this Devil card. This is sort of like how I would see your workplace, and then this is how I see you and maybe your colleagues and coworkers, where you're kind of like chained up to this situation, and you're finding it really hard to break free of the situation. So maybe this workplace is a place that you guys have been for a long time. Maybe it's a place where you tend to feel really comfortable, even though you know that you're not progressing in a way that you would like to progress. This also is talking about temptation, right? So perhaps for some of you, in order to achieve this emotional fulfillment, there's a situation presenting itself to you that looks really enticing and tempting on the outside, but there's something about it in principle that's not in alignment with your beliefs, right? So there's a few messages coming through around that, like a toxic workplace type of environment. And, energies are on a gradient, you guys. So, like, when I say a toxic workplace, for some of you, it could literally be like hell on earth. You know what I mean? Whereas for others of you, it could just mean that your current workplace, your work situation is just not in alignment with you anymore. And so there's a little bit of friction there, right? But that's how I feel. It's like you guys are like tied to this situation that you may be feeling like it's preventing you from achieving this fulfillment that you wish to achieve. We have a 5 of Swords here, kind of starting off the month. So this is talking about poor leadership, bullying behavior, workplace conflict. So yeah, there's definitely something here at work it's like there's a lot of fire. Do you guys see all the fire in all the cards? So it almost feels like there's a situation at work this month that's causing a lot of passion, a lot of heat, a lot of maybe aggression or frustration. For some of you, this could be like a toxic coworker. You see how there's this one person that's like causing drama, they have fire all around them and everybody else is like, whoa, get away from me. So there could be like a toxic coworker, a toxic boss, something like that. But there's definitely this energy of conflict here. Now, by the ending of the month, we're in this 4 of Swords energy. So the 4 of Swords is actually a good sign, I feel. with regard to your situation, because this is all about taking a break, right? So this talks about taking a time out, sleeping on it before making any major choices or decisions. But you see here, there's still frustration in this card, because it's like he's about to just like take a mallet to this computer. It's like he's over it. You know what I mean? So I definitely feel like a strong sense of frustration in your work. And it is interesting that you all chose the malachite egg this month, because, you know, malachite is a beautiful crystal that's really great for healing, specifically the heart space. So there could be a need this month for you guys to work on your heart space and working on maybe forgiveness, compassion, empathy. Things like that may help you navigate this situation a little bit better. So let's move into your astrology cards next and see what we get. Okay, so we've got Chiron, which is healing. And then we also have the trine sextile, symbiosis. Okay, I'm going to kind of scooch these over. So the trine and sextile card is interesting, because this I do see as being a really favorable card, because this is all about things kind of being harmonious. You know, you see here, like with symbiosis, it's like these animals are having like a reciprocal relationship with each other. So you've got like this, I don't know if this is like a deer here, and then you've got these different birds. The birds are sitting on top of the deer getting a ride, whereas, so they're benefiting from being here on the deer, but then this bird is taking this string off of the deer, right, and helping to free it from its chains. So it's like both parties are benefiting from each other. So to me, this is talking about this month maybe a need to build beneficial partnerships or work on more reciprocal, harmonious relationships in your workplace with other people. The other thing, though, that I get with this, there's a couple more things. It's like, when I go back to this energy of the devil, right, like this is in a way kind of like a symbiotic relationship, because you've got this person here in the middle benefiting from these people being stuck. But the whole thing about the devil is like you guys are able to remove yourselves from the situation if you choose to do so, right? A lot of times people stay in these toxic situations in life in general because they're afraid of doing something different, or they're just so comfortable with the status quo, right? That like it's scary to think that you could do something different or move out of it. So I think that there's a need here to reflect on what type of relationship you have with your workplace, and if it is truly something that's mutually beneficial and harmonious for all, or if it's really a situation where maybe your boss is benefiting or your workplace is benefiting, or you know, whoever is benefiting from your efforts or you being kind of stuck, and you're not getting much out of it for you. You know what I mean? This card also speaks of the path of least resistance. So in certain ways, I wonder if there's a need for some of you watching this to take a more proactive stance in removing yourself from the situation, because it does seem like there's a lot of frustration tied up in this situation. And maybe there's a need here, instead of being more passive, to be a little bit more proactive in how you're going to either fix it or remove from it. For others of you, though, I see the path of least resistance maybe being a way to navigate best, kind of keeping yourselves flying under the radar. And that kind of brings us to that Four of Swords energy of like taking a time out through the path of least resistance, taking a break. Some of you guys at the ending of this month might actually take some time off of work with the Four of Swords to sort of reset and to heal with Chiron being here. So the Chiron energy is, sorry guys, I don't know why I'm so clumsy today. The Chiron energy is all about the healer, the wounded healer is the story of Chiron. I would look it up if you guys were curious, but I feel like there's something here around the workplace that is clearly triggering you. And I want you guys to think about like what it is about the situation that is triggering you. Because a lot of times when it comes to Chiron in our birth chart, this usually shows up in an area where we have a quote unquote wound, right? And it's not something that usually ever goes away. It usually kind of flares up from time to time, but there is a lot that you can learn from this said wound. You know what I mean? So I think for you guys, this is a really important month to reflect and go within about what it is that you're learning from this situation, and what wounds was it triggering within you emotionally, so that you can better understand moving forward, especially if you guys choose to go to a different workplace in the future. You know, whatever it was that was triggering you can always come up again if you don't kind of understand it on a deeper level. So let's move on to our next deck. This is my personal career deck that I've channeled. So we're going to get some additional messages for you, group 2. So what else should group 2 know about their career this month? Yeah, we've got compassion and empathy. Makes a lot of sense with that Malachite coming up, you guys. I think that this situation is going to be best served by taking a more compassionate and empathetic stance. And that might be really hard because it definitely seems like you guys are going through a lot. But I think the more that you can practice compassion and empathy, the better, more harmonious result you will get. We have nature and grounding. So going out into nature, I think, would be really good for you guys to sort of clear your energy field and ground yourselves. And maybe when you take your break, this is something you can prioritize. Go on a hike, go for a walk around your neighborhood, like go somewhere where there's trees and you can just kind of breathe in the air and relax. We also have partnerships. So this is definitely feeling like a conflict around colleagues and coworkers, and again, it's about like what kind of relationships are you really building in the workplace, and are these relationships truly reciprocal, right, and beneficial for all, like we have in the card here, or is it the type of relationship with conditions where people feel stuck, or it's not balanced and harmonious. We also have relocation and movement at the bottom. So for some of you guys, this is a message that it might be good to like move away from this job or move away from this situation. So we're going to close it out with our final cards here. Pile 2. This is from the Divine Goddess Oracle. So let's just see what additional messages you may need to know about your career this upcoming month. Communicate, receive, and express the truth. Yep, so communication is key, I think, especially when it comes to working relationships. This 5 of Swords, too, sometimes you guys can signify passive-aggressive communication. So it's going to be really important for you to diffuse that as much as possible. And even if someone is coming at you and being passive-aggressive, what you can do in that instance, if somebody says something and you feel like it's a jab or like it's kind of got a little shady undertone, just calmly respond back and say, what did you mean by that? Tell me more. You know, don't ignore it. In my experience, that's like a really big mistake to make. Don't ignore it and sweep it under the rug. If somebody's saying something that feels like they're taking a jab at you or they're being passive aggressive, just professionally respond and say, tell me more. What do you mean when you say that? You know, and get them to say what it is. And that goes for you too. Like if you find yourself being passive aggressive, just be clear about what the problem is. Because the passive aggressive communication is going to lead to this toxic workplace that I see here. Okay. We have self-awareness, tapping into your higher self, questioning routines and patterns. Yeah. So I think that for you guys, regardless of other people, right, and how you're perceiving them, it's important for you to focus in on yourselves, right? I see partnerships and people being significant here, but you guys need to be aware of yourselves and the way that you are coming across, because at the end of the day, we cannot control the other party. We can't control the other person. We can only control the way that we choose to respond to the situation. And it is hard, you know, because I can tell you guys, I've been in some really shitty, excuse my language, work situations in the past. And it's hard when you have partnerships with people that are toxic or passive aggressive or choose to be in conflict with you instead of being in harmony. And you really have to muster up a lot of inner strength and patience to rise above that stuff. So I know how hard it is. I totally empathize with you. just make sure that you are questioning yourself. Make sure that you are coming from a place of spirituality and really looking at the situation from a much higher perspective, from a spiritual perspective, right? Rising above the frustration that others might be causing. We also have resolving issues here. So solving inner conflict with others is definitely coming up. So seems like you guys have a situation this month that's going to really challenge you to, communicate better and to foster more balanced and healthy working relationships. I would love to hear from you in the comments how this resonates with your situation, Group 2. So please drop me a comment down below. If you do feel called to support the channel, you can also send me a tip by pushing the thanks button right above the description bar here on YouTube. And if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you guys are aware of whenever I'm uploading new content. Thank you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye. Hey there, Pile 3. If you guys selected this beautiful Pyrite crystal, this will be your June career reading. So, with your pre-shuffled astrology cards, we're going to get to these a little bit later on in the reading. We're going to begin here with your tarot cards. So what I want to look first to see is kind of what's the energy, event, situation, people of significance that Spirit is wanting you, my Pile 3 viewers, to be the most aware of in career this month. So let's see what's coming through for you. So we have the Judgment card. Ooh, we have the Three of Cups. Okay, love that for you. And we have the Hanged Man. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups. Okay. So I think that you guys this month, wow, you have a lot of major arcana cards here, but I want to start with this Queen of Cups because this Queen of Cups energy is kind of like, I'm really being drawn to this energy of money isn't everything, okay? And you also have the Three of Cups here. So the Cups cards talk about emotion. So I feel like in your career this month, there is an emphasis on being emotionally content and happy with your situation. Being emotionally connected to work, maybe having more fun with your work or relationships at work, for example. This card also talks about finding your purpose, right? And which makes a lot of sense with the Queen of Cups because this is an energy of, loving what it is that you do. For some of you guys, there also is this undertone of like maybe being an emotional support to others. Being someone who is compassionate. For those of you that are leaders in the workplace, like you're in a leadership position, the Queen of Cups can be talking about you being this more compassionate and understanding and empathetic leader as well. So if you're not a leader, these are just themes that you may be encountering within yourself, being more compassionate and empathetic toward yourself, or maybe even for some of you, you're getting support from someone that has those traits, like a mentor. I definitely feel like you guys are kind of in this place this month of June where it feels like you have some success coming your way, but it also feels like you guys might be on the precipice of something new or something different. I think you guys are starting off this month here with the Judgment card. I'm really being drawn to this results pending energy here. Like, it feels like you guys are going into this month really waiting on something to happen or working on something to happen, or you've put some sort of effort out into the universe. You've been putting effort into something and you're waiting almost on like a judgment call. Like you're waiting on a decision to be made here. The Judgment card is also kind of about like, I like how it says wake up call, right? Because there's an energy here of maybe realizing for some of you that it's time to do something different in your career. Time to try something new in your career. Or maybe there's an energy of giving someone a second chance here, or something a second chance here. But I do see success coming in with this Three of Cups because this is all about celebration, right? This is all about success. It feels like you are working with other people this month. This could be like a team that you're a part of. This could be talking about your colleagues and coworkers, but there's some sort of like group success or group celebration being highlighted here. This is also talking about bonuses, and I'm drawn to all this money coming in. So for some of you guys, maybe you're waiting to see like what your financial results are going to be, what your bonus results are going to be that you achieve. I'm trying to think like in the business world, June would be like the ending of Q2, quarter two. So there could be like a waiting to kind of see like, let me see, January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, so the end of June would be the end of Q2 for a lot of companies. So there could be some sort of like waiting to see how we did at the ending of this month so that we can get bonus. For others of you, I feel like there's an emphasis here on building your network too with that Three of Cups, connecting with other like-minded individuals who may be able to support you. Ending the month here, we have the Hanged Man energy. So this is all about, it's interesting because like both the Judgment card and the Hanged Man are sort of about like, you know, holding something back for right now, putting something on hold or results pending, right? So it's almost like this success energy, this sort of like progress forward is depending on perhaps like how you're doing with your relationships at work, your colleagues, your coworkers, your team, something like that. But the Hangman is also about seeing something from a new perspective, right? Being able to put something on pause for a minute so that you can try to see it from a different place, which allows you to make the best decisions going forward. So this is interesting, group 3. Let's continue. I'm going to pull your astrology cards next. So we have the Pallas Athena. This is talking about think. We also have Vesta. Ooh, that's beautiful energy. So with Pallas Athena of think, this is all about kind of having the confidence to get things done, right, in the workplace. Like, this card really talks about using your logic and reason and intellect to make choices and decisions, right? So maybe this is where kind of like the Judgment and the Hanged Man card are coming in, where it's like, for you guys, there could be like a certain decision that needs to be made, or maybe like a certain direction that you need to go in. And so this card is all about you being guided to lead the way, being really that authority figure, the subject matter expert, but you're using logic and reason to get there. This is also about being really confident in the way that you present yourself. Kind of like you walk into the boardroom is what this card talks about. Like walk into the boardroom and you're ready to like, you know, take charge of the situation. So I also think that stepping up as a leader and a very like thoughtful and logical leader in some aspect is being presented to you this month. And I think that this more reasonable energy is helping you to evaluate the path forward and what choices and decisions that you need to make. I also think that this is about strategizing with people, whether it's current people you work with or building your network. The Vesta card is beautiful because this is talking about home, right? This says hearth on it. So when I think of the hearth, I think of, you know, lighting a fire on the fireplace and having this beautiful, warm, homey energy. So for some of you guys, I think that this month is kind of about like the workplace feeling like community, a place of community, a place that feels like home. If some of you are looking for a new job, I feel like you're wanting a place where you feel like you're a part of a bigger, greater, more like-minded community, a place where you really feel like you are at home, right? This is also about passions, right? I'm seeing a lot of passionate energy with this card as well, like keeping the flames burning bright. This Vesta card also talks about being compassionate and supportive, like the Queen of Cups, to others, but also learning how to set proper boundaries, right? Because sometimes with this Queen of Cups energy, you can end up taking on too much of other people's stuff, which kind of deters you from focusing on your own stuff, Does that make sense? So I think with that Vesta card, you guys are also learning to balance, right? Like being able to support and be there for others, but also not allowing that to take away from what you know you need to do for yourself, your own self-care. So let's move into the next deck. This is my own career deck that I've channeled. So let's just get some clarifying messages for you guys for group 3. So what else should group 3 know about their career this upcoming month of June? So we have Cancer season. So Cancer season could be a time frame of significance where maybe this result will come in for you. And, Cancer season will be happening toward the ending of the month of June. So it makes sense that it's coming up here. So this Cancer season is important for you guys as you're navigating your work situation. Let's see. We also have be friendly but not familiar. So that's interesting. This is all about, I just realized this isn't supposed to be in here. It's from a different deck that I have, but that's okay. So be friendly, not familiar. This is kind of about, with your business partnerships, there's a need here to work together toward a common goal and build relationships that are beneficial, but you want to make sure that you're keeping the boundaries, right, with the Queen of Cups. It's okay to be compassionate and be a compassionate leader or an empathetic person toward people in the workplace. But there is a fine line, right? There is a boundary that you guys are going to need to draw between being kind and compassionate and friendly, but not getting to know people's personal situations too much, okay? So I love that came out. That makes a lot of sense with a lot of these messages you guys are getting, the Queen of Cups and the Vesta card. So setting proper boundaries is a theme for you. Okay, and then we have toxic coworker. Yeah, so that's again just reaffirming that message of being, having better boundaries, right? So there could be a specific person in your workplace that is sucking up too much of your energy. So let's see. We're going to close it out, group number 3, with just a couple more messages. This is from the Divine Goddess Oracle deck. So let's just see what else comes through for career for you this month. We have balance, juggling too many things at once. Find time for yourself. Yeah, so it's like, you guys, the theme is really about boundaries and balance, right? I think that just further confirms what we've been talking about this whole time. Let's get another one. We also have rest. Listen to your body, mentally and physically unwind. Love that for you. Yeah, so just make sure that you guys are, taking a break. That kind of ties back to the Hanged Man, right? That's all about putting things on pause so that you can see it from a different perspective. So I definitely think that by the ending of the month, you guys are taking some rest from the situation because you're trying to make sure you're navigating it from this more logical and clear space versus letting your emotional side kind of suck you in too much. So group 3, we are going to go ahead and close out your reading there, but I love to hear from you in the comments how this resonates with your work situation. So drop me a comment down below and let me know. If you feel guided to support the channel, you can now send me a tip using the thanks button right here on YouTube. And if you're not already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you guys are aware of whenever I'm uploading new content. See you soon. Bye.